Hey guys, I'm back with my third video ever, and today I'm going to be talking about personal experiences. Things that have happened in my life through, women, relationships, because I'm straight, and love, I guess, if you want to call it that. At least the relationship I'm currently in is where that comes into play. However, at the end, I am going to relate it to new life, so this isn't like to real life. So this isn't just like a video where I just talk about it and just rant. This is actually like this has real life connections. You know what I'm saying? I tried recording this video while driving to my girlfriend's house on Tuesday, which is 2 days ago, but it got way too long because I got stuck in traffic because I drove over after school, which was during rush hour, apparently. So and it was like 34 minutes long, and I kept talking about people not being able to merge into lanes, so I just didn't do that. I also, if I posted that, that would have been an eye reveal because I realized like 2 minutes into the recording that I couldn't see through foggy sunglasses because the more I breathe in this mask, the foggier these sunglasses get because the air travels up through here. So, yeah, I also need to be able to see the road. But no, we're back in my bedroom now. One more thing. There was this dude who commented on both of my videos so far. I can't recall his name at the moment, but I heard both of his comments and I read both of his comments like multiple times. He's giving me advice, and I really appreciate it, dude, if you're watching this, because he told me to change my thumbnails, which I did, but I didn't change them to what he suggested them to change to, but he did make a good point about it. I should probably change my thumbnails. There are a bunch of other things in the comments on both of the videos, so thank you guys for like engaging with my stuff. My last video didn't do quite as good as my first one, but that's to be expected because people like when people talk about love, not society. At least they like love better. Which is where I'm going today. I kind of alluded to this, sort of, but today I'm in like previous videos, but today I'm going to go through my full journey where it started. There's also going to be a bunch of new details at all, like of course, because I don't know why I said at all. That didn't make sense in context. Anyway, I think a good starting point for this journey per se through love, if you want to call it that, is the start of middle school. So elementary school was a little bit of a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? I got sent to the office like on a daily basis, at least in 5th grade. Oh, also, happy leap day. I didn't mention that until now. Most of the stuff that happened in 5th grade, I carried over into 6th grade at least a little, at least at the start. There were some classes like basic like band in middle school. I was a menace all throughout middle school, but like basically after like the first semester of 6th grade, it had pretty much cooled down for the most part, except in band. Basically, because accidentally paused. Basically, what I was saying, it had cooled down everything except band because that was just like a chaos class. There were like 63 people in that class. All my friends were in that class. Oh my god. That's not the point. The point is, I was a 6th grader, so I was obviously fucking stupid. So there's one thing I did like towards the end of the year that made me like really popular, but like in a bad way, which makes sense. I made this thing I called the Hot List, which I totally stole from Big Nate, by the way. It was really simple. Basically, what it was like a memo pad. I wrote like every name I could think of people who were in my grade, and I just ranked them on a scale of 1 to 100, of 0 to 100, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that, but it was also 6th grade, so it was 6th grade drama, which was hilarious. Then I did it in 7th grade. I did it again for some reason. I guess it kind of gave me like a bad reputation, rightfully so, because it was really stupid. I don't have them though. They're in like my desk, I think. I don't know where, because my desk is just like an assortment of random items. You want to see inside? I'm too lazy to bring my Chromebook. It's chaotic though. There it is. At the end of 7th grade, I was in like a friend group. I probably towards like midway through 7th grade is when the friend group was established. You got my boy Sebastian, who was in that friend group, who I'm still very good friends with now. Everyone else is kind of like faded out or moved away. More on that later. But yeah, I was pretty much in a friend group in 7th grade. Then like at the end of the year, like in like May, at like the start of May, I was told, "Hey yo," this is 7th grade by the way, so it's not like real. But I was told, "Hey yo, there's this girl who's also in the friend group who likes you." And I'm like, "Oh word." So yeah, point is, after like 3 weeks of like peer pressure and shit, I was forced to ask her out in like the middle of the PE hallway at like the start of the period, and everyone went insane, and I don't know. It was kind of goofy, TBH honest. Point is, I dated her, but it was also 7th grade, so it wasn't a real relationship. Literally nothing changed, we just acted the exact same. She broke up with me over text like 2 weeks after the year ended, so that was like a month. I don't really care though, because, it was literally just normal. It wasn't even a relationship. We broke up and lost nothing. And long story short, now she's gay and lives in a different state and is in an abusive relationship with a woman. So good for her. Actually, they also go by they now, so good for them. They also dyed their hair. I don't know why that was relevant, but I also had a twin. I couldn't tell the two of them apart until like after we broke up. Fast forward like 3 years. I'm in like my sophomore year of high school. Obviously, I've reformed. I've changed a lot. I'm not like a horrible person. Well, I mean, I wasn't like a bad person before. I just did stupid things. But maybe I was a bad person. I don't know. Depends on who you ask. If you ask any of my middle school staff, pretty much, they'd probably say I was a bad person. Well, just like a troublemaker. No, not any. I was a troublemaker to like band and the lunch teachers, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, sophomore year. I've matured a lot. The start of sophomore year, which by the way is my first in-person high school like day because my entire freshman year was online. So it's the start of freshman year. It's actually period 1. It was my first in-person high school class ever. The seats are arranged alphabetically. It's Miss Taylor. Oh my God, Miss Taylor, bitch. English class, period 1, 10th grade. I was sat next to the person who was right next to me on the list alphabetically because it was sorted by last name. That's how she did seating charts. Yeah, so I was sat next to this girl. Long story short, the two of us became friends. I basically joined a friend group, which was like all women, and we started dating in like February. I skipped over the fact that I never actually liked her. It was literally, it's like the same thing happened in my first 2 relationships. Like, in both of those, I would never have like started a relationship if I wasn't informed that they had a thing for me. Now, why they had a thing for me, I don't know. If anyone has a thing for me, they're like mentally ill. If you like me, like you have a problem. I'm sorry, I definitely sound like a pick-me. Maybe I still am a terrible person. Ugh. Alright, anyways, first semester of sophomore year, we got to know each other and stuff, and one day I was on Minecraft. This is so funny. I was on Minecraft, and I was like building my house, which wasn't actually like, I wasn't building, I was mining, because my house was just like a giant hole in a hill for some reason. One of her friends was like, hey yo, what are your thoughts on enter girl's name? I'm not gonna say anyone's names because, you know, due to respect. But point is, yeah, she was trying to hint at the fact that she liked me, and eventually they just like told me straight up, which is pretty cool. And then we were talking about it for like 2 hours, and I was like mining for diamonds and shit. This is pre-cave update as well, so it was pretty easy to find diamonds back then. At least, well, in strip mining, I was strip mining. Like, it's easier to find diamonds in general now, but it's harder to find diamonds while strip mining now. Anyway, that's off topic. So the gap between when I found out she liked me and when we started dating was probably about like a month. And during that month, it was like increased peer pressure. It just kept going and going. I don't want to say that was the full cause because I could have just like not done it, but there was one point in math, which one of her best friends, who you could make the argument that I was actually better friends with her than the girl in question. But yeah, I had math with her, 8th period, 2nd semester, sophomore year, and she was like, yo, if you don't date her, I'm gonna like beat the shit out of you. She wasn't serious, but it was clearly like, you have to date her. Like, that was the message. So I'm like, I am left with a choice. Like, I'm left with no choice, but I'm also left with a choice, you know? I could not pursue anything, but I kind of have to, you know, keep this friend group, which they were cool to hang around. I like them all. So, on her birthday, I asked her out, which was also Valentine's Day, by the way. Her birthday's on February 14th. We were just like walking home together and shit, and I'm like, hey yo, wanna date me? She's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, alright, word. So then I went to Harris Teeter, and I remember I went to Harris Teeter, like I walked back there, and then I just randomly found like 2 of my best friends there, just by pure coincidence, and I'm like, yo, I just asked her out, by the way, and they're like, oh, word, let's help you buy something. I brought a thing back to her house and, you know, gave it to her because I'm sweet. No, I'm not. That was, like, the only thing I ever gave her. So, second half of February, March, April, and May is how long that relationship lasted, because at the end of May is when we broke up. It was the start of June. I don't even remember. And so I never liked her. Like, she was cool hanging around. She was a cool friend and stuff. But I never had any feelings for her, but she did for me, and I never really understood why. The reason we broke up is because I'm a dumbass. See, like, when my first girlfriend, if you want to even call it that, that doesn't really count, but she broke up with me over text, and she was like, it's not you, it's me, I'm just not ready for a relationship, and I'm just like, alright, cool. Keep in mind, this was in 7th grade, so neither one of us knew anything yet, but this is 10th grade, and it's also the end of sophomore year, so it's like, we're at least somewhat mature. So we did miss our entire freshman, you know, year. Basically, the reason she broke up with me was because I'm stupid, as I said earlier. I made a video, actually I made 2 videos. The joke was, one of them was ranking classmates, well, they were both ranking classmates based off, like, how likely it is that they'll become famous, and the thing I used to rank them was their TikTok accounts. One of the videos was for dudes, one of the videos was for girls, and the joke was, the dudes one was 30 seconds long, and it was like, well, yeah, no one really cares because guys don't use TikTok. And the girl one was like 36 minutes, and went super in-depth, and I talked about, like, everyone, and I ranked everyone on, like, multiple categories, and one of them was looks, which is the one that pissed everyone off. So yeah, that was really stupid of me. I'd say that the response wasn't overwhelmingly negative. Really, the only people that didn't like it was like her friend group, and also the popular kids friend group because of course they're popular. But and the reason they didn't like it is because they were the people I ranked, because they were the people who use TikTok. My friend group, like the one I was in at the time, like my main one, thought it was hilarious. I think it was stupid, but I can see both sides of the argument. But overall, I think the negative does outweigh the positive because it got publicity. It's like the hot list on crack. I will say that I never would have made that if I actually liked her, because I acknowledge the possibility that she wouldn't like it, and I acknowledge the possibility that she was gonna break up with me because of it. I knew that was a thing that could happen. I just didn't care, so I did it anyway. But like, if I cared about our relationship more, I wouldn't have done it because I did realize that was a possibility. I just didn't really care enough. This all loops back to me being a terrible person because I'm a terrible person. I mean, like this thing, it was a stupid thing that I did, but it was also 2 years ago. I hate making that excuse, but it's true. So yeah, that video obviously got very popular and gained a lot of traction, and obviously got to them, and they watched it, and they really didn't like it. And like 2 days after I released it, Leah, oh my god, yeah, my bad. Just pretend you didn't hear that. She came up to me during lunch. She came up to me during lunch, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work." And I'm like, "Yeah, understandable," because I did understand why. Because I knew that it was a stupid thing. Immediately once I saw the reaction of her friend group and all the popular kids, I'm like, oh god, I probably shouldn't have done this. But also the people that had the most influence, because everyone knows who they are. They made their opinions very public. I don't know. It was just it's dad lore. But yeah, that video is long gone now. And so is that relationship. I wasn't really that sad because I didn't lose any. I did lose I guess a girlfriend, but really, more so I lost a friend. It's arguably even worse. You know what I'm saying? Also, there's another kind of side quest character that I'm friends with that is friends with both of those people still. So sometimes she mentions things that's like, oh, this person did this, and I'm like, okay. Anyway, that whole shebang happened at the end of sophomore year. So I actually got that was my first real relationship. You know what I'm saying? It was 3.5 months. And I got to learn what it's like to be in a relationship. Because, again, we didn't really change anything, but it was also, I was a lot more mature than I was the first time. And it lasted, it wasn't a month. And it wasn't half of it was during the summer, so we never saw each other. School year and stuff, so, yeah. Fast forward, this all happened at, the start of June. Start of August. Actually, no, this all happened at the end of May. So, I guess which is also actually perfect. End of July, that same summer. I went on this GLA trip to Hawaii in between my sophomore and junior year of high school. GLA stands for Global Leadership Adventures. It was from late July to early August of 2022. And right now it's February 2024, and I'm still dating a girl that I met on that trip. It was okay, so what the trip was, what GLA is you go to places with random people. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Our group to Hawaii had 17 students, I think, and 3 mentors. Was it 3? Was it 3 or 4? Wait, it was it was 3 because it was James, Megan, and Shelby. Those are names I actually can say because they don't really impact the story at all. But yeah, shout out James. He has 15,000 followers on Instagram. He's fire. Anyway, yeah, I mean, first 3 days were basically just no, it was just cool learning everyone's names and stuff. Actually, no, I learned everyone's names in the first hour because there wasn't really that many to remember, and also I was going to be living with these people for 12 days, so I'm yeah, I'll just remember people's names. But then it was on day 6 or 7. I started talking to everyone a lot, but there was just one girl who started talking about talking with slightly more, I guess. I don't really know. I didn't really see it that way at the time, but I guess the way when we talked, it was in a different way. I mean, according to the other people, that's what Trent said. I could see Trent in April. That'd be so fire if I saw Trent. Anyway, it was halfway through the trip, probably day 5. It was either day 4 or 5. I don't remember, but we were doing this beach cleanup thing, right? And we were cleaning up beaches. You know what I'm saying? And there was this girl who was also in. I can say her name because I'm dating her. Emma. She was the girl that everyone was saying that we were flirting with each other or whatever. Other girl, Sophia, that was talking to me at the beach cleanup, and she was like, hey, yo, when you and Emma talk, you're kind of being flirtatious. There was another girl, Emma Lee, who was also with me at the time. She wasn't in Emma's cabin, but yeah, also, if you're wondering, there was also another Emma. So there were 2 Emmas and an Emily, so yeah, that was fun. There were, out of the 17 people, 4 of us were dudes. So I don't know why that was relevant at all. I just felt like saying that. So Emily and Sophia were talking to me, and they were I don't want to say interrogating, but like definitely questioning me about it. And they're like, so are you going to do anything? Blah, 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 blah. And at one point, I remember I said, well, I'm not saying no. That was my exact words. I still remember that word for word. They were like, perfect! You know? Then they went to talk to her, and everyone was being all secretive, even though everyone actually knew exactly what was happening. Because, by the way, this news had spread through the entire group by this point. So, I don't know. The rest of the time we were there, it was like apparent to everyone else that, nothing was going to happen, if you know what I'm saying. Like, at least something is going to occur between these two people. I don't know. I just spent the rest of the day, like, climbing trees and shit. With Trent. Oh my god, I love Trent. Yeah, by the way, I don't know, you definitely gathered this already, but just in case you're stupid and you didn't, he was also another dude in the trip who I was, like, best friends with on the trip, and I keep talking to him. I've talked to him, like, at least monthly, every single month. I mean, we really want to see each other again. He might come over in April. So who really knows? He goes to Illinois State now, so that's kind of fire. By the way, GLA, these trips are from people all over the world. I was going to say US, but it's actually world, because there was 4 people from Hawaii who were from Canada and 1 girl who was from Germany. Anyway, yeah, it escalated, and even though in the orientation they were strictly like, only platonic relationships, guys, we kind of just ignored that and just didn't get punished for it. Yeah, once again, shout out James. Time went by, we got closer. I mean, everyone got closer, obviously, as time went by, because, you know, we're living with each other and spending 24 hours a day together, so we're going to, you know, make friends. But, yeah. Basically, like, it was like the third to last night when we, you know, kissed and shit. I'm gonna talk quiet for this part because my mom is, like, 1 room over. To last night, we were playing Truth or Dare because me and Trent had gotten, like, Monster Energy at some random store in, like, Lahaina, I think it was. And we were like, hey, yo, guys, we should play, like, Truth or Dare, but with drinks. It wasn't actually, it was energy drinks. Which, you know, I mean, alcohol would have been illegal. That's really the only reason we didn't do it. This posture is, like, evilly, this is how I look. Like, that's what I'm doing. Hi. Yeah, it kept, every single night for like the last 5 nights I was like, it can't possibly escalate more. And every single night it escalated more. It was so funny. And then afterward, that was my first kiss, by the way. And the night afterward, we did it again, but like without the Truth or Dare part. And then the night after that was the last night. I'm so like giddy remembering this. This is so funny. Last night everyone snuck out. I ain't even gonna lie, we all snuck out of our cabins. And base camp was on a beach, which was kind of sick. So we just went on the beach and chilled there because it was also Hawaii and it was like warm at night on a beach next to a tide, you know. Also, there's like no light pollution in Hawaii, so you can see the stars. So I don't know. Everyone, not it wasn't actually just the 2 of us, at least at the start. It was like I don't know, 11 people or something, because we left some people out because there were some people who didn't quite fit the vibe. I think me and Trent were the only guys there because the other 2 dudes were asleep. We would have invited them, but they were both asleep. The point is, me and Emma were there, and we were stargazing, and I mean, everyone was stargazing, and we were just talking and chilling and chatting, and it was so sad because we, like, you know, built a connection with these people, and, you know, we all loved where we were at that moment, you know, being rebels, sneaking out with, like, people who you have come to, you know, enjoy spending time with, but you were also going to leave tomorrow. We're all getting on planes and going back to the mainland tomorrow. So it was kind of bittersweet. It was literally the textbook definition of bittersweet, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I love missing the pause button after, like, a meaningful rant like that. Side note that has nothing to do with the video, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to make these videos shorter from now on. You can now continue with your regularly scheduled programming. I don't know, we, I don't know, kind of just established a connection on that night. Like, especially, like, the 2 of us. Like, the first 2 nights it was, like, under peer pressure and, like, oh god, I'm getting caught or whatever. The last night it was just chill. You know, the last night, I don't know. I kind of realized the last night that, like, damn, I'm actually going to miss this girl. She, by the way, like, lives 30 minutes away from me. So that's pretty cool. I never mentioned that until now. It's an insane coincidence on, like on almost anti-molecular levels. I think I just made up that word. I don't know what that means. But the point is, the chances of that are, like, astronomically low. Yeah, I mean, we were talking, like, literally the first day, and we were like, hey, yo, wait, you live here? I live here? My dad used to work there. He commuted there. I've been there, like, 50 times. And she was like, hey, yo, I've been there 50 times. Yeah, we live really close to each other. That's pretty cool. She hasn't moved, but she went to a private school when I met her, but starting the next year, like, she went to a private, we met in the summer. The year before she got to a private school. She goes to public school now, and our schools are in the same county. So, yeah, we live close. Yeah, so it was kind of sad. The next morning, we, you know, we hugged and stuff before we left. We eventually went back to our cabins at, like, 3 a.m., by the way, and then we went to the airport. I mean, we went in different, like, our flights were at different times. So, we went to the airport at different times, so I didn't see her after, you know, we left for the airport. I got to my gate. I saw other people, though. I was with, like, Sophia and Izzy and, the other Emma. I don't know. I can't remember. Funny story. Me and Izzy had the same flight, the first flight, because we both had a hot. The program was in Maui. We both had a layover in Honolulu, which is kind of weird. But my dad was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna book you a straight red-eye flight back, even though you have to go to Honolulu." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, probably a better decision." I got home at like 6 a.m. Point is, after that, I thought I like went on my flights home. It was my really kind of my intention to like never see her again, even though I knew she lived so close, because really because Trent told me to, and he's a year older than me. And he had a lot more experience or something that like I did, and like a year older in most circumstances, 32 and 33 years old, really there's no difference, but like at the time it was 16 and 17 years old, so like there's a pretty sizable difference in that range of like relationship experience and stuff. So his advice to me was, yeah, I would just say keep this as like a Hawaii thing, don't try to do anything. Eventually I just decided to ignore him, and I'm so glad that I did. First saw each other again, we came back like August, I don't remember the date at all. It's anywhere between August like 6th to like 11th, like somewhere in that range. We came back, and the first time we saw each other after that was like the weekend before school started. It was like 2 days before school started, which was like late August. It was like August 20, I don't know, 7th maybe. In that time, we FaceTimed, and we texted like a little bit, and we didn't really FaceTime until like a week before we saw each other, and I think she also thought that like we wouldn't see each other again because we didn't really act like we would. At least not at the start. At least not until we made plans. And then after that, we just kept seeing each other over the weekends. And then when I got my permit, which was in like January, I started driving to her house. And oh yeah, by the way, we were dating like a week after that. A week after we saw each other again, we met at like the mall on like the first. It was Labor Day weekend. It was like the first weekend of the school year. And it was the second time we saw each other afterward. I think it might be the third, but. Yeah, we started dating that day at the mall. That was pretty cool. Let's see the sweatshirt I wore to school today. I promise this has meaning. It's just not. It's not just me being stupid. It came from Etsy, so it's stained, which sucks. But I don't know if this is mirrored. Is this mirrored? It says September 4th, 2022, because that's the day that we started dating. She got that for me, by the way. She got that for me for like Christmas, I think. Was it? Oh god. Yeah, no, it was Christmas. Cool. I wore that to school today because I just did my laundry yesterday, and it's always my laundry is like, look, my laundry's right there, unfolded. It's always the first sweatshirt I wear because I love it so much. But my point is, September 4th, the 3 month rule almost kicked in. We came really close. We pushed through because we both, knew that we, I guess, wanted each other. I don't know why the hell she wants me. It doesn't make sense. Literally like a goddess. She's literally like the most perfect. Why does that? Must like be goofy. What? She's like literally like handpicked and created from the gods and like placed down on the earth for me. And she somehow likes me back. I don't know like how. We got together by a stroke of luck. More on that later. But yeah, we're still dating to this day. It's been like a year. It's a year and a half. What's 9 minus 6? So 3, 4. So that's like next Monday. Yeah, that's literally Monday. That's the first day of track as well. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So almost a year and a half to this point. I love her and she loves me. Don't know why, but I love her so much, and she is like perfect. It's been like the best year and a half of my life. I swear. It's cool to like have a relationship that you can like be open and stuff, and also it's cool to like actually like someone, like also love someone at the same time. I didn't really have any strong feelings towards anyone ever. Well, actually, no, I mean, not really. At least not nearly as much as Emma. Before I met her, you know what I'm saying? Like when I met her, like something something just clicked. Like it by no means should have worked, but it worked. And after Hawaii, we saw each other sometimes. I decided to start dating. We saw each other more and more, and we're seeing each other basically every weekend for like the past year and a half. And yeah, I'm happy. So here we are in 2024. It's about to be March. Tomorrow's half day. Tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. I don't know why any of that was relevant. I just felt like saying that. Point is, guys, it takes a couple tries. Unless you get like insanely lucky, like her. Like I'm her first boyfriend. So you have to get insanely lucky. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean that's what I did. I don't really know that luck can't be taught. So I mean, you just gotta have to like work, and you also kind of have to like really love someone. Type shit, you know what I'm saying? I think I mentioned this in like my first video, but there's this thing I saw somewhere on the internet that's like, hey yo guys, there's 8 billion people actually. Let's say you're straight. There's 4 billion people in the world who you would be willing to marry. What's the chance that your soulmate lives in your hometown? You know? Don't just like rush into relationships with people from your school just because you want the high school experience. No, that's fucking stupid. You can do that if you actually like have feelings for someone. And you can do it if you just want the high school experience. You just shouldn't, because then you're really not. It's gonna end badly for you, especially if you're a man, because men are way more down bad than women are, and you're probably gonna be broken for like 4 months if you really loved her. Me, I've seen this. I've had friends who've gone through this exact same thing. It's the most predictable thing ever. Don't just rush into stuff, okay? Take time. Or just get really lucky like I did. I don't know. Yeah, that's my advice. Yeah, get lucky. Good things take time. Also, if you're watching this, chances are you're probably in the age range of like, I want to say probably younger than like graduated from college, and even that age range, okay, let's actually split it into two. If you're in high school, chances are you're not going to meet someone that you're going to marry in high school. I mean, for me with Emma, we're both obviously still in high school. I want to marry her, like bad. I understand that that's not. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's not going to happen, because it might happen. I just understand that there's probably going to be bumps in the road and shit. We both want it to happen, and, I mean, we've made it this far, so what's the point of stopping now? You know? We're going to try to make it happen. The saying is, if you're in a high school relationship, lasting forever is very, very unlikely. That's why I'm saying you shouldn't just, like, date for the high school experience. Like, you should date to, like, you should date to marry, I guess is what I'm saying, but also at the same time, it's more risky. It's high risk, high reward. Like, the reward is absolutely worth it, in my opinion, and the risk, I mean, is absolutely worth it. If it pays off, you're like, you're chill. You know what I'm saying? You're like happy. It also takes time, so don't rush into anything, and also, you know what I'm saying? Branch out. Don't just try to meet people in like classes and hallway crush. Like one of my friends right now is obsessed with a hallway crush. We're like, dude, you fumble every woman you come into breathing range of. Like you will not nothing's gonna happen. Like, do things. Go outside. Touch grass. Go to events. Get your. I don't know. I'm not saying go to Hawaii. I'm just saying like have experiences, and maybe you'll find something that you didn't expect to find. This isn't even like relationship. I mean, it is, but it can also just be like friends and shit. Trent. Like, I still talk to Trent. Yeah, also, love is hard. You have to, like, work. If two people truly love each other, there's like, inevitably gonna be some type of trouble at some point. If not the 3-month rule, then the 4-month rule, and then the 5-month rule, and then, I don't know, whatever happens after that. Something's gonna happen at some point. You need to learn to get through it, and you need to learn to like not emotionally break down every single time that happens. Because that will cause you to do things you regret, which you don't want, especially in the long run when it comes back to haunt you. I think that probably covers all the main messages. I'm probably forgetting a couple things, but I said most of the things I want to say like as a conclusion. Hopefully you can draw a couple other things from this video that I didn't mention, because I want this to be informational. I want this to be helpful, you know. I don't know any of the symptoms. What's the word? Synonyms. Why did I say symptoms? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me recounting my journey through love, if you want to call it that. I'm just calling it that because it's going to get more views. I'm being honest. I don't even know if it will. It probably might. If you guys enjoyed this story/short lesson learning session at the end, and it's also kind of a lore dump. You know, my life already has a lot of dad lore and shit. Hey guys, that's about it. I'll try to make my next video shorter, don't worry about it. I might be able to record a video tomorrow, I'm not really sure. But yeah, thanks for watching if you watched until now. Love y'all, see ya.